All right, if you've been watching my channel, you know I like to find new tools from new brands that are quality tools that have unique features. Well, I have this company, they sent me these tools, this Go Helper. It sounds like a pretty good name of a company, but these are, at first glance, same old tools, but when you look a little closer, they have some really unique features, and I want to check those out and see how well they work, and just let you know if I think it's worth it or not. I did look them up. The price is very economical for these tools, so if they work good, it'll be a good deal, so let's find out. All right, so the first little tool we're going to check out is their small square. You know, don't get confused with their small square because this is the small square. But so let's see what we got with the small square. So basically we've got a nice machined aluminum square. You know, so you're going to have these are very convenient because you can stick them in your pocket. They get into small places. And then you have these pins. So if you did need to, say, mark the center of a board, you can mark, drop your pins in. Doesn't really matter which one, as long as it's the same number away from the center. And then you can take your little mechanical pencil, and now you've got you a nice line right down the center. If you want to do a 90, then you can just come up here, and we got a 90. You've got your little offset here. So there's multiple ways that you can use this to mark with. I was even noticing that if you put your pins like this, now we get a different offset. So, I haven't measured to see exactly, but if you go with the same number of holes in between, you're going to get the exact center. So like this would be right on that first line I marked, because that's exactly the center. So let's see what else we can do with this little tool. All right, and so to keep your pencil centered, you've got this one hole right in the middle that's got just a small, that looks like about a 0.7, 0.8 millimeter hole, so that your pencil's always going to be exactly in the center of that hole whenever you're marking. Another little thing, since we know that this is going to be a perfect right angle, we can always come over here and use it up against our saw blades to make sure that we're straight with our 90, or we can come over here and do the same thing with our router bits to make sure that we're set at a good 90. And then also, if you have one of these type of router tables, the color matches perfectly with the router table. So after using this tool for a little while, the only thing that I could find that would be an improvement, and none of these I've found so far have it, is if they had bored a hole and then had like a little magnet in here where these little pins could slide inside of the little square. And that way that you could keep the pins without losing them, and they would always be easy accessible. But other than that, for just a little handy square, maybe to keep in your apron pocket, I think this is going to be a great little small square to have, because you're always wanting to check square, and you don't need a 3-foot square most of the time. All right, so now we're going to go over the small square again. Let's not confuse that with the small square. So the small square comes with a nice little one of these high density foam cutouts. So this doesn't feel like the typical packing foam, that open cell. So this looks just like what you would get in on those little higher end tools. So you could actually, put this in a piece of wood and make you a little insert there if you like to keep your tools that way. It comes with the mechanical pencil, a pen, and kind of like a little tiny speed square. But unlike your typical speed square, this one has the little small marks on it, so that just like with my other big squares, I can put my pencil in here and I can make marks. And now they have marks here every 1/16 of an inch. So you can come through here, get you perfectly parallel lines at pretty much any measurement that you want, on the 1/16 of an inch. So that's pretty precision there. Also, it does come with the pen, and with the pen you can drop this in. You've got all the way from a 22.5 that will give you your angle here, 22 degrees, 0.5. You've got 30. You have a 45. So you know what, let's just check this for accuracy here. So this says that this is going to be a 45. So we will hold that right there. But then also you have a 45 right here. So I'm going to move this over just a hair and see if exactly the same. So, you know, that's showing that those are the same. And that's what all these little pinholes are, is for your presets on your angles to get, you know, the 60 and the 30 for me are the most common, but you do have the 22.5 and the 67.5. Typically for like octagons. Now you notice that it has this one hole that is much bigger, and so, you know, our pin, you know, what good is that going to do? Well, if you're trying to put in shelf pins, if you're wanting to do, you know, dowels, and a piece of 3/4 inch wood right here, that is a 3/8 inch hole. Maybe I should get their pencil and try it, since mine isn't doing so good. So like, you know, that would put, I think this board is a little bit over 3/4 of an inch. Oh, you know what? It is over 3/4 of an inch, because this is exactly 3/4 of an inch. So I put that right there real quick as just a quick reference. So that would be 3/4 of an inch. Now, if I wanted a 1/4 inch, I would just come put this one over here, and that gives me a 1/4 inch. So like if I'm trying to find the center of a piece of 1/2 inch plywood, I could just put this right here, and then I know that that would be center. If I had a piece of 3/4 inch plywood, we could just put this side here over, and then that would be the center. As you see, it goes straight through the center of the circle, because again, this circle is the center of a piece of 3/4 inch wood. And where that would come in helpful is if I was wanting to use one of these 3/8 centering bits, and then I could put my hole right dead in the middle of the board, and I could go down and quickly put in as many holes as I wanted to, and I would know that they would be all the same distance. So if I was doing dowel pins for a glue joint, or if I was using shelf pins to create a holder for some shelves, you know, we know that they're going to be all exactly the same. Another great feature that I don't really see in a lot of these. They also have this inside marking gauge. So from the edge right here to the center is a 1/2 inch. So if we were needing a 1/2 inch, we would have that right there. But then also, you know, we can go 1 inch or 3/4 inch, and it's much easier to mark this, because a lot of them you're trying to mark on the very edge down here. You know, you're holding your square up and trying to get that measurement, and it's very difficult. But because they have the on the inside here, and now this is all in US measurements. So another unique thing is that the actual width of this is 1/8 of an inch. So if I'm looking for a 1/8 inch line, you know, I can do a 1/8 inch. So everything about this is imperial measurements. And then it gives you another little tool that is a small compact tool that has just numerous functions. Okay, so, you know, I keep these mechanical pencils in my pocket all the time, but this little tool comes with a nice little mechanical pencil. It's actually not a bad looking little pencil. It's got a nice little cap over for the eraser on it, and, you know, it has a real smooth action, works really good. They include a whole bunch of extra pencil ads. That's great. So these are HB .07, so the holes are set up for 07. And now something I had issue with some other of these little tools like that was these holes were so small that the pencil wouldn't go through. But this pencil, I mean, you have to get it straight up and down, but it actually will go through the hole so that whenever you're marking, you can just barely put your pencil lead out, drop that into the hole, and then, you know, but your metal is into the hole. Whereas, like I say, I've had, and see, like right there, I didn't have it straight up and down because it's a perfect fit. There is no slack, and you can't be at an angle. You have to be straight up and down, but as long as you're straight up and down, that thing comes in and it marks perfect, which is what you want to do, because that's what's going to give you the accuracy, is the no slack, but yet that perfect fit. So this is a kind of a simple looking tool, but it is really the tool that kind of caught my interest, why I accepted these tools, because I've really been trying to get away from tool reviews and want to be doing more project videos. And I've turned down a bunch of companies, but I only accept them now if there's something that really kind of catches my eye. Now this, again, seems like a real simple tool, but what it does is if you have a carpenter square, which I don't know, for me growing up, maybe because I'm an old guy, everybody seemed to have one of these carpenter squares. And still, even with all my precision tools, sometimes when I'm building cabinets and stuff, I want a big square, and I will grab this carpenter square. And what happens with this tool here is it actually screws onto the bottom of your carpenter square. You just put it on, tighten it up, and then now you can, whenever you're marking on a board, which you wouldn't need it for a small board like this. This is for more when they're doing bigger projects. But you can use the carpenter square, and then it butts up nice and tight. And so it's going to get you a nice 90-degree angle here. Sometimes, you know, you have a big board that you want to check, mark for your squareness. And first of all, let's just see, does this thing even work to make us a square line? So one of the best ways to do that is to mark a line and then come back here right next to it and mark another line. And that way you can see if they vary or not. So to me, that looks like this is perfectly square. So now we can use this to make us a square and use it for any size. And it holds on, it's kind of like the lip there, so it doesn't fall down. Because that's the issue you have here whenever you're trying to use this a lot of times, is it wants to fall down. So that is just a great feature, and it works very well. However, what I find that this isn't in the instructions, but something that I think would be a very unique tool, is if you've ever tried to make a skirt board going around some cabinets or something, you are trying to fit a board, and you need to mark the exact size. So you come over and you try to measure it from one side to the other, and it can be very difficult. Let's just pretend that this is like a cabinet or a fixed object, and we need to cut a sheet of plywood to slide in around this. You know, you would have to measure over from one side, measure over to the other side to get your hole just right. Well, what I'm thinking is with this particular tool here, we can put one side over here, and then we can come over here and put the other side, loosen that up just a little bit so that they both fit up in here. All right, there's that. So now I can put those in nice and tight and lock them in. Everything's good and square. And so now once I lock those in, make sure we're all good and tight there. And now I can pull this out and lay this on my plywood, and I have a perfect pattern to cut out around a cabinet or whatever we're trying to cut out from. So that is absolutely fabulous. So we also, if say you're trying to cut out and you're wanting to space from the wall, and our wall was right here, we could do this the opposite way, and working with two squares, and we could butt one square up against the wall, and then we could have the other square butted up against our cabinet that we were trying to measure to the edge of. And so now we could come over here like that, lock those in separately. And then once again, when we're trying to set up our template, and on your average everyday thing, you don't need this tool, but whenever you're trying to, get your measurement from the wall over to the cabinet, and you're wanting to get a very accurate, to set up the template tools, especially on something large like this, there's not a lot of options. And I think that this right here can be a very, very unique way to use this particular tool, and would be a great function. It's not something that you would do every day, but whenever you do need this option, I can't think of a better way to come up to making patterns to cut out for around cabinets or things, as long as you're within 2 foot, because you could put either the narrow edge or the long edge in there, either one, whichever works better for you. I think that these are some really good tools that can be very useful. These are going to be the types of tools that it's not like, oh, I need this tool to go do this job, but when I'm in the middle of a job, ooh, I need that tool to check this real quick. And I think, it just depends on your personal preference. These 2 squares here are going to both be nice little small setup squares, double checking squareness. They both have the pivot pin. However, this one does have the shoulder, which I really like the way that they've thought of. I've seen many of these that have the 3/8 on one side and the 1/4 on the other, but then they don't have the 1/8 inch in the center. And so then the base itself is like 7/8 or some weird number, that this is being 3/4. Thinking of those little details is what really makes a tool stand out for me. And then this little square, because I've had these framing squares, I've had all kinds of them over the years. I don't think I've ever been without one. My dad had them when I was a kid, and these have been just a tried and true piece of equipment that everybody had. And they always have that problem of falling down on the edge, and I just think that this particular little attachment is going to greatly increase the value of these other tools, which is a fabulous thing. But also I think that using them to set up your templates is going to be fantastic. So if you want to check out any of these tools, check the links in the description. I'm going to put links to all of them down. The Going Helper sent me these for free, but I'm actually considering purchasing some extras. That way I'll have a set of these, because I do believe these tools are that good. So if you like this, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and at least give me a thumbs up, and I appreciate it. Until then, everybody have a wonderful afternoon.